If you still use a landline phone, then you need to know about these changes that are rolling out. There are some significant changes on the horizon for landline phones specifically. So, today we're going to be talking about those changes, what your options are, how to get financial help, and how to protect yourself from any scams that emerge during this transition process. So, we know that phone companies across the country are retiring those old copper phone lines, and this is the technology that has powered landline phones for more than 100 years. A lot of these companies are replacing those with newer systems that use fiber or wireless or internet connections to power those phone lines. Now, AT&T has announced plans to exit most of its copper network by the end of 2029, which is not very far away. In Illinois, in fact, traditional landline service is expected to end by 2027, meaning that we're headed into the last year where that landline service will be available. New landline service is already not being offered in many areas. Now, the good news is we do have a little bit of time here. This change isn't necessarily happening overnight. Most people should have some advance notice before their service is shut down, but we also know that over 50% of adults over the age of 65 still had a landline in their homes as of July of 2024. As much as the young people would like us to believe that this is an antiquated technology, we know that landline use remains really common among seniors. It's easier, it's often safer, and there's a lot of reasons for this. It's easier, it's more reliable, especially during emergencies or power outages. And often seniors use services that rely on phone lines, such as health monitoring devices, medical alert systems. Sometimes there are fax machine issues and other things that require you to have use of that landline. Now, of course, this means that a lot of people are concerned about these changes because the replacements for these copper landlines don't necessarily work the same way as the phones that people have relied on for decades. Each alternative comes with its own limitations that affect reliability and safety. So, wireless phone service can be affected by hills, trees, weather conditions, and building construction. Coverage may be spotty or unreliable in some areas. I live in a really rural community. There are tons of places we just don't get coverage. The same can be an issue with internet-based phone services. It can stop working if the power goes out or if the internet goes out, like if there's an outage in your area. My internet connection stops working in the rain, which is really inconvenient since I work online for my job. And like I said, if you're in a rural area, fiber internet isn't everywhere yet. A lot of places rely on Starlink or satellite or like a Wi-Fi service like I've got here. So, especially for seniors in rural areas, this discontinuation of landlines can be massively inconvenient. We know that some phone companies are offering alternatives like AT&T Advanced, which uses cellular or broadband connections instead of copper lines. You can still keep your existing landline phone, your answering machine, your phone number, but the technology behind it is going to be different, which is also going to make it less reliable in the case of power outages and so on and so forth. Now, we know that other companies are coming up with other solutions, but I just wanted you to be aware of some things. So, if you are a senior who currently has a landline and you're nervous about this transition, when your phone company approaches you about this change, it's helpful to ask questions like, will my new phone work during a blackout? How long will it work during a blackout? Is there any special equipment I need? Will my medical alert systems still work? Will my security systems still work? Right? We also know that cost is a major concern for seniors as well, because if you're living on a fixed income, rising phone costs can be a serious burden, and that can really affect your ability to stay connected. So make sure that you ask a lot of questions about what is included in your bill and see if you can qualify for the Lifeline program. Lifeline is a federal benefit that helps low-income people pay for phone or internet service. You may qualify if you receive SSI, Medicaid, SNAP, or other forms of assistance programs. This can provide a monthly discount on your phone bill, and you can only use Lifeline for one service at a time. So if you're already getting that discount on your cell phone or your internet, you can't also use it for a landline phone. You have to choose one thing. Generally, I think it's best applied to cell phones, but if you don't have a cell phone, then using it for your landline is probably a good choice too. If you need help figuring out how to apply for Lifeline, you can visit your local area agency on aging or call your phone company or possibly even ask your local senior center for help as well, because they are usually really good about helping you apply for these programs. Now, AARP does have a service called Senior Planet that provides free online classes that can explain how this landline retirement process is going to work and what it means for you. The classes are educational, they're not sales pitches, and they're taught by people who understand your concerns. So you can go check out Senior Planet from AARP if you're interested in one of those classes. And then again, I just recommend that you ask some basic questions when they approach you about this change, such as, what type of service do I have? Is my phone still using copper lines or has it already been switched? Ask them about what will replace your service, what your options are. Ask if it's going to work during outages or if it needs backup power, and if you can keep your phone number, because in most cases you should be able to do that. Now, we know that phone companies can't simply flip the switch and turn off your service without following specific rules, because you do have some legal protections and rights. So, phone companies have to get approval from the FCC before they shut down the service. They have to give you advance notice. Please make sure you're checking your mail and opening those letters, even if you usually just ignore them. Please make sure you're opening and reading those. They also have to offer you a reasonable replacement service if one is available in your area, and usually you can keep your phone number as well. So, if you find out that it's being disconnected and you don't have a satisfactory replacement service, you can reach out to the FCC, your state public utility commission, and your local elected officials for assistance. They should be able to help you follow up and figure out what you need there. Now, during this process, we do expect to see an uptick in scammers, because anytime a change is made that affects seniors, we see a lot of scammers come out of the woodwork to try to take advantage of people, and I don't want that to happen to you. So please be cautious if someone calls you or visits you claiming to be from the phone company, especially if they're using high pressure tactics to try to make you act immediately. So, red flags to watch for. Do not engage with them if they are demanding immediate payment or personal information or threatening to shut off your service immediately. Absolutely ignore them if they are asking for payment by gift card, wire transfer, or other unconventional methods. Usually, if someone is pressuring you to make a big decision on the spot or trying to get you to do things in unconventional ways, it's going to be a scam. So please be very careful. Remember, even if someone shows up, you can always go inside, call your phone company, and talk to somebody that you know you can trust. If somebody calls you, you can always hang up and call your phone company back. Make sure that you're talking to a real person instead of a scammer who may be imitating them. Now, there are some good ways to protect yourself here. Never share personal information unless you initiated the contact. Hang up and call the phone company directly using a known phone number, like I just said. Ask for written information so that you can review it at your own pace and have other people look over that with you as well. Talk to your family or your area agency on aging before making any big decisions, and trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it usually is, right? And now just one more quick look at the timeline. This is your opportunity to research your options and ask questions, and no immediate action should be required unless you've already received a notice. We know that over the next couple of years, areas are going to start seeing gradual transitions, and people in those areas will be receiving notices as those changes roll forward. And by 2029, AT&T plans to retire most of their landline network, and other providers may also be doing the same thing. So expect for those to kind of wrap up over the next couple of years. I recommend that you don't wait until the last minute to get this sorted out. I like to be prepared ahead of time though, so that's just kind of my style. We've got some resources over here on the screen that should be available to help you. I'll make myself a little bit smaller over here. Please reach out to these organizations if you need some extra assistance. And don't forget to check out our sponsor chapter. They have an amazing Medicare advisory service that can help you make sure that you are getting the very best out of your Medicare benefits. Strongly recommend that you give them a call today as well. And we will be back soon with more ways that you can save money and get free stuff. I'll see you there.